My Mamala once said, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Today, in reflection, I would say, since we don't know how long we actually have, let's take good care anyway. Hello. Trying out this new microphone. Hopefully you can hear me and it's working. I'm not sure. We'll just see how it goes. So hopefully this won't be too much of a long conversation, or it's not a conversation, but hopefully you will talk back to me in the comments. So if not, I'll hope that you speak back to me another time. But I've been thinking a lot lately about how I started this recording these messages and these sort of mindfulness reflections. And I mentioned my Mamala. And my Mamala, I want to introduce you all to her just through memory. She passed away in 2018, but I met her when I was 17 years old. I was 17 years old in high school, and I went to high school across the street from where she worked at Sears. And not my first job, but my first job, I believe, in high school or what have you. It was right across the street from my high school. I just walked across the street to Sears as a telemarketer, and she was my supervisor. Anyway, we took a liking to each other, and she just sort of took me under her wings and, sort of adopted me as her own. And when I became pregnant after high school, she really took care of me and made sure that me and my daughter had what we needed, or I had what I needed for her to sort of help, in those very critical moments, in those critical first years of her life. And she ended up becoming my first daughter's godmother. And I've just been thinking about her a lot lately. I've been sort of missing the people I'm missing, And she always is a part of my thoughts and my daily waking up and my daily going to bed. She's in my dreams sometimes, and I talk about her in my book. Fun fact, one controversial piece in the book is when I talk about her being a slut. And I really didn't give any explanation for what that meant. And I think some people might think that's disrespectful. But for her, I remember sitting down with her probably about a year before she passed away, me and one of my sisters. And she was telling us, we were like, what's the secret? Tell us about longevity. Tell us about what you wish you could have done, what you would recommend for us to do, right? And she said, do whatever you want to do. Go out, explore, have many partners if you want, see the world. And she talked about her one and only love. And she just went down memory lane with us, and she talked about what she regret, her heartbreaks. But she said, "What if I could give you any advice? Be a slut." And we took that very lovingly. We busted out laughing. We knew what she meant, right? And so she likened herself to be that. She explored the world by herself with people. She found friends wherever she went. She's very sociable. She was involved in golf and, what else? Bowling. She was just a champion in all those things. And she just explored and she played. And she flirted, and she just wasn't afraid to me to do much of anything. But when about 2 years before she passed away, she started to develop a lot of anxiety and fear of what's to come, fear of her own mortality. And losing her abilities to sort of have fun and explore. She would back out of things at the last minute. She'd commit to them and back out of them. Just what I would think are the most benign, safest things. She would just say, it's okay, I don't want to do it. But I didn't understand much about her experience at the end until I did. And so she's just been on my mind a lot lately. And I just wanted to introduce her to you a little bit more formally. Her name is Dolores. And she is spicy. She was very spicy. Her nickname was Toots. And we just loved her. We still love her. We miss her every day. We remember her every chance we get. And so this conversation, wellness conversation, and sort of mindfulness approach to sort of reflecting on taking good care of yourself or taking care is really a love letter to her in a lot of ways, because she would say some of the most profound things and some of the spicier things, and she would just say whatever was on her mind. She would call me Speedy. She would call me a lot of things at the end there. But she would just always sort of, in her own way, reprimand me for going too fast. I'm not a fast driver or anything like that, but in terms of fast life, I was not taking it slow. I was always busy doing everything, filling every moment with something to do. Some of my greatest regrets, I remember, on special mornings where I would typically go and bring her breakfast on Sundays. And I remember one particular day was her birthday. I think one of her last birthdays, I was getting ready to go into my office to see clients, and I was early in the morning, and I just ran, got her balloon, got, her coffee, and got something, and I ran in and ran out, gave her a kiss and happy birthday and left, and went on about my 8-hour day, and so I didn't get to even talk to her until later in the day. And I just regret not taking it slower and taking my time with her more. When she said what she said to me about, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. We were actually at the doctor's office and came down the elevator. She took the elevator, I took the stairs, and we met downstairs. And she had to take a breath, she had to take a pause between coming out of the elevator and going to the car. She had a walker. And she said, I just need a minute to catch my breath. And it wasn't that far from the elevator to where she was sitting. And she just lamented in those moments, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Today I knew about that a little bit more. I could understand that a little bit deeper. And what that means is different for everyone. I'm aware of that. And so in the next few recordings, I want to take some time and explore what taking better care of myself and ourselves could mean for some of us. And explore a little bit more also about what I'm interested in, the books I've been reading. One of them is this Ikigai. I had been started to be, in 2024, I became more and more curious about blue zones and centenarians and living to 100 and beyond. And I wondered about what will it take for that to happen and to be sustainable. And so I happened upon some documentaries, and the documentaries led me to the Ikigoichi books, and I've been fascinated with Japanese culture and their perspective about longevity and living a long and happy life. And so that's a part of what inspires me to do this, and for me to get more curious about what that means for me and the people I love and how we approach it. And, what does that mean? Take good care. And if I'd known better, I would have done better. What does that mean? So I just want to invite you to consider what that means for you. I'm still exploring what that means for me. Again, I started these conversations and these talks saying I'm not an expert at this. I may be an expert at other things in my life, but not at this yet. I don't know that I want to be an expert at it. I just want to remain curious about what this could mean for me. And hopefully you continue to become curious about what it can mean for you. And the it that I'm referring to is, what does taking good care anyway mean for you? And what does this long and happy life and longevity means for you? And the statement Mamala made, if I'd known better, if I'd known that I would live this long and taking better care of myself, what did that mean for her? What that means for us as we have some time. So anyway, let's get into another meditation, and I'll see you on the other side. Sometimes when we talk about or remember heavier memories or things that we miss or people that we miss in our lives, sometimes it can feel heavy and lonely and burdensome, and other times it can feel whimsical and beautiful and mellow. If you're anywhere there or in between, I invite you to take a breath with me. Breathe into those areas that feel sorrowful, melancholy. Take a breath in and consider lighter times, grounding times, connected, clearer times. When we miss our loved ones, it, as Andrew Garfield reminds us, is sort of unexpressed love. And that grief could feel so many different ways for us at different times. Unexpressed love, unexpressed emotions, unexpressed meaning, but it's unexpressed. And in remembering, we could focus on how we'd like it to be, how we like to be. So when you think about your loved one, send them love, send them light, if you can, in your own way. Until next time, take good care.